afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. We're just going to stay open for business today because I just have one of those feelings that we're going to be in and out of here a lot. It's beautiful weather outside, and I'm happy as can be because I'm out doing some yard work and trying to get the outdoor looking pretty good, doing some work on the man cave and things because believe it or not, we're only 145 days, 7 hours, 40 minutes, and 5 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. And I got to tell you, I have got to have this place together. I've been working hard on getting the setup together to be able to live stream and things. I've got a few more things I've got to invest on to really make the experience perfect when the seasons come. I need to buy one more of these Mevo cameras. I need to buy another laptop that'll go over here that's kind of a smaller profile and stuff, so that way if you liked what we did last night, then you're going to love what we're going to be doing this season because we're going to be doing more of that no holds bar effect of having, discussions about what else are Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to be looking to bring in other people as well. We got Philly 500. He's funny as can be, but he does have knowledge about his team. We've got the stinky New York Giant fan. We'll have him over, of course, during the draft and stuff. And we're working on getting a Redskin YouTuber, but the Redskins, well, they've been kind of in hiding. But a lot of times when I start talking about other teams, people will say, this is a Dallas Cowboys site. Why are you talking about, I don't care about them. And that's being short-sighted because you have to know your enemy. You got to understand what they're doing so that way you can react, that way you can counteract what they're doing and figure out ways to beat them. You can't just show up on Sunday and say, we don't know anything about them, but we're going to win a game. You have to understand what they're doing and doing well and how to beat it. And I got to tell you, I talked about this with Philly 500 earlier in the week and stuff because I look at the two teams doing two totally different things. And make no mistake about it, I look at the NFC East right now as two teams that are vying for the championship, the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Giants are in the process of rebuilding. The Redskins are doing what the Redskins always do. They need to rebuild, but they're trying to reload, and they don't have a quarterback. But the Eagles went into the season in the worst cap space situation in the NFL. They were where we used to be 3 years ago, well over the cap, where you had to go through and gut the team, restructure contracts and things just to get down to even. But as we sit here right now, our Dallas Cowboys, which started out with $47 million, is down to $19 million. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles right now, they restructured Zack Ertz' contract yesterday to gain another $5.74 million and currently have $27 million of cap space. And this is maybe I shouldn't even tell them or say this to them because maybe they'll start thinking about it. But this is where the Dallas Cowboys used to be. Because going into the season, the Eagles figure we're a good team. We just keep adding a few more pieces. We'll stay up on top. But the reality is they're mortgaging their future right now. The Eagles, I believe, are the fifth oldest team in the NFL right now. They've signed 3 players that are over 30 this offseason, which is completely against the trend. And not only that, in order to be able to sign these guys, they've been restructuring contracts. And understand, a lot of people don't understand when a player restructures a contract. It's not a rebate. He's not giving money back to the teams. Because I remember a lot of times, every time we went through and we redid Tony Romo's contract, people would say, see, Tony Romo, he's a team guy. He gave money back. He restructured his contract. It's like, okay, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not saying he's not giving back to the team and things like that. But understand what restructuring is which the number you really have to pay attention to is guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is what's going to count against the cap. When you restructure, what you're doing is you're taking some of that unguaranteed money and making it guaranteed, in which case it is then divided up over the course of the season. So let's say a person is scheduled to make $15 million this year. You can restructure that money and say, well, that money is going to be a signing bonus or guaranteed money. We're going to take $14 million of that, and we're going to say that that's now guaranteed. That money, let's say there's 3 years left on the contract. That money is divided by 3. And so that's how much it will cost you each of those years. So then that means you're down, instead of 15 million, you're down to 1 million of actual salary that you're paying him this year, plus that 4.5. So you took 15 million and you just grabbed $10 million on that deal. That's great, because that means I got more money to spend until the bills come due. See, understand, part of the reason why Tyron Smith's contract is as high as it is right now is because we restructured it twice. We restructured Tony Romo's contract twice. We restructured DeMarcus Lawrence's contract. We restructured even Tyrone Crawford's contract. And that's why he's got that $10 million cap hit. And that's where we used to live. We kept thinking that we were just a couple of players away. If we get this veteran or this free agent, or if we re-sign this guy, we'll go ahead and we'll restructure somebody else to get the money to pay for it. And we got into cap hell. We had some great skilled players, but then we didn't have enough money to get backups, to have good offensive linemen, and it hurt us in the long run. Well, that's where the Eagles are. The Eagles, in the very near future, all this stuff is going to come crumbling down, because not only do they redo Zack Ertz's contract, and the thing about it is as long as they're productive and as long as the salary cap goes up, you're okay. The problem is like when Tony Romo got hurt. You know, Tony Romo hadn't played snaps for us really since 2015. Not meaningful ones since really 2014. But last year we were still paying $9.5 million to Tony Romo. Understand that the New York Giants got rid of Odell Beckham, but they're still paying $16 million on the cap this year. And so when you look at what the Eagles have done, let me make sure I got this right. The Eagles converted $7.19 million of Zack Ertz money into a signing bonus, creating $5.7 million. But that wasn't the only one. When they signed Deshaun Jackson, who is 31 years of age, they ended up restructuring his deal to reduce that and kick more of the money down the road. They also did that with Malik Jackson. And they even did it with they converted $13.4 million of Lane Johnson's contract to create another $8 million. So you see where I'm going here? They are basically saying, we don't care about the future. We're going to make sure that we're ready to rock and roll right now. We'll deal with that stuff later on. But I'm going to tell you, that will get you into trouble. Dallas Cowboys, on the other hand, with the $47 million that we had, what you'll notice is we've been signing guys like Randall Cobb and Robert Quinn, Covington, Iloka to one-year deals, which means that makes them want to play that much harder because they want to get another contract. And if they play really, really well and you decide, you know what, they're going to be more money than I want to keep, then that's great. You hope that they go get a big contract elsewhere because that helps you with compensatory picks. So you're getting back more this way than you are signing these guys to long-term deals. We'll see if it works out. The Eagles, I can't, bust on them too much. They did win the Super Bowl a couple of years back. But I think it's going to be some dark days for them in the future where they're going to have problems keeping their team. And they're going to have to gut the team, much like we had to, basically, over the last few years to finally get back to an even keel. But here's the other last point I'll make on that. Even with the re-signing of DeMarcus Lawrence on his deal, that $65 million is the money that you really have to pay attention to. We're going to pay him $65 million over the next 3 years. But if he doesn't perform, then you can let him walk without it hurting you. And that's the difference, my friends, on how you end up winning. Same thing with like La'el Collins. And it didn't hit me. I have to give Vash, he turned the light switch on. La'el Collins, a lot of people say, oh, cut him. And I kept saying, if we cut him, we can save $9 million. But if he plays through the year, signs with somebody else as a free agent, you're going to get maybe a fourth-round compensatory pick. Fourth-round pick is what we use to get Dak Prescott. So we'll see if the Dallas Cowboys are playing the game right, and we'll see a couple years down the road if I'm right or not. But as always, guys, I got some yard work to do out here, and I always stay busy. I want to power wash the deck, get all the leaves and stuff out the bushes, and get some mulch and things. And of course, Michael Anthony ain't nowhere to be found. Oh well. If you want something done, you guess you got to do it yourself. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you soon.